Well, hello, everybody, and welcome back to day 9 of the 12 Tech Tips of Christmas for 2025. It is lovely to see you again. It is an absolute scorcher down here in Australia at the moment. But anyway, it is day 9 of the 12 Tech Tips of Christmas. And today, we're going to go and revisit something that we've looked at before. And sometimes it's really great to go and revisit some of these tools because you might forget about them. They might fall out of your brain hole, and it's really nice to go and have a look at what you can do with some of these amazing tech tools that you might have used in the past. So let's dive into day 9 of the 12 tech tips of Christmas and have a look at something that you may have explored before. You may have forgotten about it, but today we're going to get reacquainted with it. So today we're going to have a look at a really great tool called Twee. Now, a little bit of a story time here. Do you know what? I didn't actually find Twee myself. I actually learned about Twee from my wonderful work mum, Kerry. She actually introduced me to this tool and I fell in love with it. I started using Twee in the very, very early days. It has evolved and grown so much since we both started playing around with it that it is now such a powerful AI tool that I think should be in that tech toolbox that you might be creating or you might already have, of some wonderful tools and resources that you can refer to. So let's go and have a look and see what Twee is, just to give you an introduction. Then we're going to head over to the Twee website. We're going to have a look. We might play around with creating a few activities using Twee so that you can see what you can do with this wonderful tool. Okay, so welcome to Twee. So what is Twee? Twee is an AI-powered tool designed specifically for teachers, helping you create high-quality learning resources in just a few clicks. Built with educators in mind, it can generate questions, worksheets, reading activities, vocabulary tasks, lesson ideas, speaking prompts, and so much more. And this is what I'm saying. This is how much Twee has evolved and grown since those very early days when Kerry and I started using Twee to what we're going to show you in this episode. So Twee tailors everything to your age group of students that you might be teaching, your subject, your learning goals. Basically, you can manipulate this just like any other AI tool for whatever purpose you are looking for. So Twee takes your instructions and instantly transforms them into classroom-ready materials, saving you time on planning. This is the most important thing, and we've talked about this time and time again here at Evolve EdTech. AI is not here to replace you. AI is here to become an assistant. It is there to assist you. You still need to be the educator. You still need to check. You still need to clarify. Still need to proofread everything that is created by AI, but it is here to be your assistant, to save you time, to make your life as an educator even easier every single day. So it is saving you time on planning whilst also still giving you creative control, which is fantastic. Whether you're designing ESL lessons, literacy tasks, comprehension activities, or warm-ups for any subject, Twee helps you work smarter and deliver more engaging learning experiences with confidence. So Twee is such a highly powered AI tool that I think it is something that you should consider popping into your EdTech toolkit. Whether or not you decide to subscribe to Twee and become a paid Twee member or not is up to you. But we're going to go and have a look at Twee and some of the great things that you can do with this tool, because it is something that I think every educator, no matter whether you're teaching in primary, elementary, high schools, junior schools, wherever you're teaching, I'm pretty sure that you could incorporate Twee in some capacity. All right, so let's just jump over to the Twee website. I'm just going to show you quickly what it looks like today so that if you are new to Twee, you get a little bit of an idea as to what we are going to expect. We might even have a quick look at the pricing options. And quick disclaimer, I'm always very honest here at Evolve EdTech. I am a current paying subscriber of Twee. I don't subscribe to every tech tool that I talk about here because otherwise I would have literally $0. I do use a number of these tools, but I look at the free versions. I look at what I can do with free trials, etc. But I did subscribe to Twee this year. And believe it or not, I actually forgot I had this subscription until I decided that we would look at this as part of the 12 Tech Tips of Christmas. So even I sometimes forget the tools that I have subscribed to. So that is why I'm suggesting that you think very strategically about the tools that you'd like to invest in so that you're not subscribing to something that you are not using. So I definitely need to make sure in 2026 that I am using Twee more often, more effectively to justify that subscription cost. Anyway, let's jump over to twee.com. So twee.com is where you're going to head, or you could just go to the Google, type in Twee, and you'll be able to find it. All right, so you can see here that it does tell us that we can create, share, and grade language lessons in minutes. Now, I don't want you to be frightened by this concept of language lessons. I want you to actually explore this from an open mind and open perspective, no matter what you are teaching. This is not just exclusive to like language teachers, English teachers, those kind of teachers. Twee can be used by every single one of us because literacy is something that is incorporated into every single teaching area and subject that we might teach or we have taught at some stage before. So you can definitely use this particular app no matter what you are teaching, what subject, what year group, everything is applicable. Okay, so you can see here that we've got some different types of activities. We'll go and show you more there shortly. So how does it work? Basically, you can create content and lessons very, very quickly for a variety of different activities, just following some simple prompting. So it's very similar to using something like Gemini or ChatGPT, but this time the prompting is broken down a little bit further because obviously this is very educational based. All right, so you can do that. The great thing about Twee is we can save our results as PDF, as documents. We can share them. I have noticed that there's brand new interactive features in Twee. We won't jump into those today because I haven't had a chance to explore and try those myself. And I always want to make sure that I'm honest, and when I'm sharing something with you here at Evolve EdTech, I have tried it myself. So that's something that I definitely need to look at in the future. All right, so we've got a fantastic array of different options, and just here are some of those different tools that we'll be able to explore in a moment. Let's jump up here to pricing because this is our current pricing available for you if you're looking to invest in this particular tool. And it's really great if you're joining me now because there is a Christmas special. So there is a promo code just there on your screen for Christmas. It's only available until the 31st of December 2025. So if you're interested in this, jump in now. A discount is a discount, and you definitely can't say no to that. So if we just have a look here, there's a couple of different plans. The free plan here, the Twee trial, it is great for you if you'd like to experiment and have a look at Twee and get started with this. All right, so it is definitely something that I encourage you to do with all of these tools. Go and check them out, see what you can do with those free trials before you decide to make an investment. We have Twee Basic, which is $6.50 per month, and that is $6.50 US dollars. You've got 100 runs per month with all of Twee tools except Pro Tools. You can create audio from text with 2,500 credits. We've got some different activities and things there as well. So just be aware that this is what you are going to receive as part of these packages when we're recording this. So just be aware that these might change in the future. And obviously, if you'd like to go to Twee Pro, which is the best choice, you do get a whole range of additional inclusions. And Twee Pro is what I have invested in myself. So I have a Twee Pro account, and that's what we're going to go and have a look at in this episode and see why I think this particular tool is a tool that is worth investing in. So you can just head up here to log in or sign up, but I have already signed into my account. So let's jump over here and get started. All right, beautiful, nice, simple interface, which is fantastic. You don't want anything that is crazy and complicated. Over here on our left-hand side are all of our different options. We're currently in the different tools that we can use. We've got our library here, and this is our library of all of the creations that we are going to create in Twee. We can create folders, which is fantastic. All right, this one here, classes. This is one of those new elements that I haven't experimented with myself. So I need to get onto that in 2026. But we can obviously now create some classes. We can have some different types of assignments, live lessons. This is a new one as well. So we can create a live lesson. We've got those lesson plans, those worksheets, the pricing options available for us there as well. But what we really want to have a look at today is some of the tools here. So there are lots of tools. Now, I don't want you to get overwhelmed because you don't actually need to use every tool. You need to think about what your particular purpose is in the classroom and why you are using that particular tool. So we've got some options here. At the moment, we're just on all of the tools here, and you can see there are an absolute truckload of tools there. You can favorite some of those tools. All right, you can see the little star just here in the top right hand corner of each of these tools. So if there's a tool that you use quite often, you might star it, make it one of your favorites so that it is much easier to jump in here and just go straight to your favorites. You can also, again, break this down with new items that have been added. If you're just looking for something related to reading, vocab, writing, speaking, grammar, literacy, or a utility type one just here, they are also available there as filters. We can also search for a particular tool if we're looking for something, which is really great as well. But how about we get started today with maybe some reading? So I'm just going to click on reading here, and this is just going to show me the reading tools that are available. Now, these tools just here don't have that little pro symbol. So if we head back here, I think some of these, they might be making a liar out of me because I am a pro member. So maybe that doesn't come up for me. So just make sure that when you're checking this out, that you are looking at some of those pro elements and those pro tools. I don't think I'm going to be able to show it to you because I am a pro member, which is a bit of a sucky moment, but you just need to look at that yourself when you go into exploring Twee. So again, let's go and have a look at a reading topic here because I know this is a nice, simple one to get started with. So we've got a variety of options here, questions, we can create dialogue, we can create some true false statements, we can simplify or upgrade a text. We've got a variety of different things here. So maybe let's jump into this create true false statements for a text. All right, so we've got some great options here. We can pop our own text in just here. We can also pop in an image or a website. But another wonderful thing with Twee is if we need a text, we can create a text. We can get the Twee AI to create something for us. So I'm actually going to go to something that I know is going to be here, and that is the hero's journey. The hero's journey is something that we might look at in our particular teaching area. So that is my topic there. You can pop in here, target vocabulary if there are particular words or terms you would like your students to use. We've got our levels here. So this may or may not be relevant to you. We've got the CEFR. We can pop in our grade or our age there. So maybe I'm teaching this to year 7. I'm actually going to pop it as a 9 to 10-year-old kind of reading age there because generally that's where a fair chunk of our students are. I want the text, the genre of the text to be just text, a fictional story, descriptive article. I'm actually going to choose a descriptive article and we can pop in our word range just there. So I'm just going to say 50 to 100 words. Click on the purple, do the magic, and you can just see over here on the right-hand side, it was so quick that it has generated some text for us just here. Now, remember, we did only choose the 50 to 100 words, so that is why it is quite short. And you can also go from this text creation to actually using this for a variety of other activities. This is one great thing about Twee is you create something and then you can actually create something else and something else, a bit like a spider's web, essentially. You don't actually have to leave and come back and create. You just actually kind of, it's like building a brick wall, I guess, just popping a brick on, okay, one brick at a time, and you're able to create something here. So let's pop this one here. And we were doing true, false statements, and they're not just there, but we do have Let's do, oh no, there it is, true, false statements. So I'm going to click on the true, false statements here. Again, we can choose our level, our grade. I might choose year 7. Click do the magic, and it's going to create some true, false statements for us just here. And one thing I absolutely love is it gives you answers. Yes, and it actually provides you with the justification as to why that answer is correct or incorrect, which I think is really handy. This could be really handy if you are absent and you've got a relief teacher taking your class, because not every single relief teacher is a specialist in every subject area. So being able to supply them with answers is such a valuable component of being an awesome educator like you are. So you can see here that it's generated us 7 true false statements from that very short text there. I probably would have a bit of a longer text if I was going to use this particular true false statement, because I don't know if this is going to be a quality lesson myself. But again, we can pop down here and we can see that we have a couple of different options there as well to continue. Maybe I'd like some discussion questions, and same thing, just do the magic. And here are some discussion questions that I can now use with my class to engage them with the exploration of the hero's journey. And you know what? Some of those, I actually don't mind those. So look at me. I'm here demoing to you, actually going, I could use these with my own class next year. So look at that. Even I am very excited. So you have all of that there. And again, we can just continue to create more activities here. I might actually, let's do this one. Let's simplify or upgrade. So I'd actually like to upgrade this text. I'm not sure what this is going to do. What's this going to do? Is it going to make it a little bit longer? No, it's kept at the same size, but you know what? The language has changed. So we've gone from an exciting adventure to a thrilling odyssey. So you can see that we've upgraded that text quite quickly with some brand new language and vocab. All right, so how cool is that? Again, up the top here, that's just the title that it's given it. I think so you're just clicking on that. We can rename that. Renaming something so that you can find it again in the future is very important. We can change our language here. So I am from Australia, so we do use British English. So I will change that to British English. We can make that the interactive, but again, I'm not entirely sure how to use that. So I'm going to leave that today. We might look at that in the future. We can export this, as I mentioned earlier. We've got some options there as to how we export it. We can even export it into Google Forms or a Google Docs document, which is fantastic. We've got some dots here we can rename. We've got live options, and we've got our kind of lesson plan there of what we have been creating using Twee. So you can you could create a lesson plan, a lesson outline, a program using this particular thread for this particular topic. How cool is that? All right, let's just go back to our tools. So that was a reading activity just there. Maybe let's have a look at something like a listening activity. So we can create we can upload video and create a list of questions. We can convert audio and text, video to text. We've got that there. So maybe let's have a look at this one just here. What do we do here? So upload your audio or video and create a list of open questions, multiple choice questions, or true, false statements. So for best results, please use media with spoken content. Videos and audios that only contain music won't generate meaningful questions. Fair enough. So let's go. And you know what? Let's do this here and see what happens. So let's head to the YouTube. I don't know if I'm going to be logged in to YouTube just here. I'm logged into the Evolve EdTech account. That's fine. That's fine. Okay, so let's head to YouTube. We're going to head to, I'm going to head to the Evolve EdTech. Actually, let's go to TED-Ed. I always find TED-Ed is great if you're doing a demo because there are so many fantastic videos. So we'll just pause that there, that ad there, that Uber ad. All right, let's head back to Twee. I've just copied the link. I'm going to paste that in there. We can see the video there. Now we can actually trim this if we want particular parts of this excluded from this activity. Now, because I am a pro member, I do get, as it says here, select an extract which lasts up to 15 minutes. I'm not entirely sure about that free plan, that trial plan. I do know Originally, when I joined up, it did have a limitation on how long your videos could be. But a little trick, a little workaround is if it's, for example, only 5 minutes for the video and you've got a 15-minute video, just literally do it again. Use this little bar here and just move it into those 5-minute segments so that you can actually get activities for the whole video. It'll require you to do a little bit of preparation work behind the scenes, but just a little teacher hack just there. Let's create some open questions here for this particular activity. Again, let's go to our grade. So I'm going to go year 7. Click on the purple, do the magic, do the magic. I love it. Just making me so excited. All right, here they are. Here are our questions, and there are some suggested answers. I love the suggested answers because you can model them as answers to students. You can use them to guide discussions. So that is one thing that I really do love about Twee and having these modeled answers just here. Okay, so again, we can pop in here and let's change this. I just want to show you some different options. So just going to pop in and create some multiple choice questions this time. So you've got some multiple choice questions there. Again, just triple check them, especially if it comes to language and vocab and things like that, so that they are correct. You've got your answers there. So what I hope you can see here is that there are so many wonderful things that you can do with Twee. It doesn't matter, as I mentioned, what you're teaching. You can use this in some way, in some capacity in your classroom with whoever you are teaching. So we've got so many things here, 4 options. We've got fill in the gaps if you love a good closed passage. Word translation matching. That's great if maybe you're a language teacher and you're teaching a language to your class. Create a list of essay topics. Let's jump in here and have a look at this. So type or paste the subject or text here. I'm just going to go back to the hero's journey. Let's keep that one. That's one that I know. How about we actually know? I'm going to say stages of the hero's journey. Maybe we'll make year 7 write an essay. Seems a little bit mean, but that's okay. Here's some options, some personal essays, maybe some discursive text, some general essay topics if we're looking to write something that's a little bit more formal. But you've got some starting points. This is what I want you to think about. Twee is an assistant. It is not here to take your job. It is here to assist you. It is here to help you. It is here to make your life easier because we are very busy as teachers. And Twee is another powerful tool that is going to help you out in your day-to-day role as an educator. So jump in and have a look. We're not going to go through every single one of these now. Otherwise, you would be here for ages. And I don't want you to be here for ages. I just wanted to remind you about the power of Twee. All right. So go and have a look at Twee, see what you can do with it, and see how you might be able to use Twee in your classroom. Well, there we go. That brings us, and I'll just change the slide, to the end of day 9. Day 9 of the 12 tech tips of Christmas for 2025. We have had a cracker season so far, and we have looked at some amazing tools. We've given you some outstanding tips. We've shared a whole range of different things, which we hope will help you feel more confident with EdTech in the classroom, because we want you to get out there, pop on your tomorrow glasses, and actually see what we need to do to help our young people as they move into a vastly different future. So thank you so much for joining us for day number 9. Don't forget to join us again tomorrow for day 10. 3 more episodes to go in this season, right up until Christmas Eve. But we've got some wonderful things that we're going to share with you in the next 3 episodes. But before you stop this video and head off and do whatever you're doing, don't forget, we'd love it if you haven't done so, if you would subscribe to the Evolve EdTech YouTube channel. We'd love to get to 1,000 subscribers, and subscribing to our channel is just one very simple way of getting Evolve EdTech out there to other educators so that we can continue to help you with having fun with EdTech in the classroom. And while you're there, make sure you give this video a big thumbs up. all right, because that's another very simple free way that you can help us and help other people start to find us. Well, thank you so much for joining us for day number 9 of the 12 Tech Tips of Christmas. We can't wait until tomorrow, and we'll see you again with another fantastic, exciting tool. Until then, everybody, stay safe, and we'll catch you again tomorrow for day 10.